Welcome back. Futures are indicating a big rally at the start of trading this morning. Take a look. Dow Industrials right now up 344, and the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ are rallying further into record territory. They hit new highs yesterday, and this morning the NASDAQ's up another 65 at 29,544. We are about to hit NASDAQ 30,000 if this keeps up. AI stocks rallying as NVIDIA and Apple have seen new all-time highs as well at the close. $5 trillion companies here. Both Jensen Huang and Tim Cook are in Beijing this morning with President Trump. Right now, they are at a state dinner in an effort to expand China's AI and technology market and open up China further to American businesses. Joining me now is 1789 Capital co-founder and chief investment officer, Chris Buskirk. Chris, it's great to have you this morning. Welcome.
Good to see you.
I want to ask you what you're watching right now with China in the spotlight and President Trump pushing China to buy American chips. You are investing in growth and are in the sweet spot of everything here, whether it be AI-related names or defense technology. How would you invest around this China trip, and what are your expectations of markets in the future?
Look, I think that what the president is doing while he's in China is like exactly what we're looking for him to do and what is going to be good for the country. He is pursuing a strategy whereby American technology will be proliferated throughout the world. When I think about it and I kind of zoom out, this informs our investment strategy. We think of the AI arms race, and it is an arms race, as being an existential one for the United States. This is a national prosperity issue. It is a national security issue, but it's also something that's just going to make the country and all of the people of this country wealthier the faster that we deploy. And then what the president is doing in China, among other things, is trying to help the American AI tech stack proliferate throughout the world. He did it last year when he was in the GCC. He went to the UAE, he went to Qatar, he went to Saudi, and he was on a trade mission in some ways. There was a political aspect of it, of course, but also it was about making sure that American business and the cutting-edge American technologies proliferate throughout the world. I think that's what's going on in China, too. That's good for the companies that we invest in. That's good for America. And it's going to be, I think, good for the world.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, Chris, what you've got underway right now is not just this moment in time where AI is dominating and we've got this new technology changing the way we live and work, but you've also got an administration that is willing to take that shot. This administration is willing to say, let's try that. Let's do something new in that. And that's why you've got all these companies going public. I mean, you're invested in private companies. You're also equities. I mean, Cerberus Systems launching an IPO today. The valuation here at nearly $50 billion. And this AI company is looking at an opening share price of between $150 and $160. It's going to be the largest IPO within the last year. And I know you are an investor here, and you also have invested in other top AI stocks like SpaceX, Anduril, and Neuralink. What are you expecting this year? Because SpaceX is going to go public. That's going to be the largest IPO that we've ever seen. The valuation, some $2 trillion. Anduril is going to go public, and we're expecting OpenAI to go public.
We got a big year. I mean, I'm just kind of getting excited hearing you kind of rattle through all of those names. But, you know, I was thinking about it earlier. The IPO market was closed during the Biden administration. Like, almost nothing came public. And so we've got a couple of big secular tailwinds behind us. One is the tech revolution that is ongoing right now. The innovation that is happening right now, it's real. And it is more powerful than I think even some of the biggest bulls think that it is. Like, this is something that is going to push productivity forward, which means it's going to push national wealth forward. At the same time, you had an IPO market that was closed, so there's a backlog of companies that want to and need to get public in order to access the public capital markets. I view the next maybe 12 to 24 months as IPO boom time. We're going to see a bunch of stuff come public. We talked about Cerberus, which is going public later today. You know, Cerberus is the largest tech IPO since Uber. Let that sink in. And right on its heels, maybe in 6 weeks, something like that, SpaceX is going to be even bigger. We're an investor in all of Elon's companies, as you know, SpaceX. We were in X, we were in XAI. Those are all obviously rolled up right now, Neuralink as well. But there are so many great companies that are growing just absolutely like at a blistering pace. And a lot of them are going to get public this year. And 2027 is going to be equally busy, if not busier.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I think you have to believe this rally keeps on rolling up. I mean, you got a melt up underway since the end of March with the Dow Industrials up, NASDAQ up to, 26% or something just since the end of March. But I think I like the idea that part of the reason for this melt up is earnings. I mean, you're talking about fundamentals, Cheryl. Jump in here. I mean, you just came out of an earnings season where you had earnings up in the double digits. And that's really what's driving this confidence on the part of corporate America, because they are believing in President Trump's agenda.
Absolutely, because you now have a regulatory framework that is business friendly, that is IPO friendly. And that is what we were saying, this whole of government approach from the administration and a pro-business president, Chris. And I think that's what's so crucial here as we talk about not just new record after new record for the NASDAQ and the S&P, but also all of these IPOs that are in the pipeline. I mean, this is what this AI strategy in general, like Sarah Briss, which is, of course, you mentioned today, which I'm just seeing now is I think it's $1.9 billion. The CEO here, Andrew Feldman's going to be raking in with this one. It's incredible that the floodgates have opened, in particular in the IPO market here, Chris.
What's happening here, I think, is actually super encouraging. When you think about the backdrop, a couple months ago, everybody's talking about interest rates higher for longer, which has turned out to be true, maybe a little more true than people wanted. And yet equities continue to climb higher. Why? Because the growth is real. The profitability is real. You think about like Anthropic is growing so fast, but that's sort of the tip of the iceberg. You have all these other companies that are downstream from the model companies, whether they be chips, whether they be hardware, whether they be data centers, or the application layer. They are just eating everything in sight, and that's leading to real revenue and real profit growth, and that's what's driving this market.
Yeah, and when you look at a stock like Cisco this morning, this is based on earnings and on the AI expectations from the hyperscalers. I mean, Cisco, when it came out and reported, it booked $5.3 billion in hyperscaler AI orders this fiscal year. It raised 26 AI order forecasts to $9 billion from $5 billion. And all those questions, Chris, about are we going to see a return on investment on all this money, right? Real quick before you go, what is your assessment of the, $600 billion, $700 billion that we're seeing being spent this year from hyperscalers on AI and building out the data centers?
We're going to see a return. It's going to be a significant return. You think about the deal that SpaceX did with Anthropic. They're going to get $5 or $6 billion in that deal by providing the compute to Anthropic. If you go back and do the math, that means that they're going to get something like half of the revenue that Anthropic generates on the front end from that compute. That is a great return for SpaceX, and you're going to see that go to all of the hardware companies because, as I said, these companies' growth is real. They're making a lot of money, and that's going to proliferate throughout the entire industry.
Excellent. Chris, great to have you this morning. Come back soon. Thanks so much. Chris Buskirk joining us. Stay with us from 1789. We'll be right back.